Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new episode of PJ Codes. Now in this video, we're going to be talking about Webpack, but more specifically, we're going to be talking about Babel. And we're going to work with Babel to basically transpile some of our ES6 into ES5 so we can write a JavaScript available that can be available in older browsers, right? Most older browsers. Now, additionally, we're going to be answering two very fundamental questions, and that's what Babel is and how we actually use Babel to configure it and basically transpile all our ES6 to ES5. Now, basically, if you're watching this video, you already most likely know the difference between ES5 and ES6, but if not, if you're just starting out and if you're a little confused as to what the differences are between those, I'm just going to kind of break it down for you in a nutshell. So ES5 is basically the older way of writing JavaScript, the more standardized way before 2015/2016. Now, in 2015, what happened is JavaScript came out with a new upgrade, okay? And this upgrade included a lot of optimized syntax, a lot of optimized ways of writing JavaScript, a lot of new features, things such as writing variables. Instead of using var, with ES6 you can use let and const, and those create, say, block scope. And then ES6 also introduced things such as arrow functions, arrow functions are a little bit more, they're just a different way of writing your functions, but they also have a lot of scoping benefits as well, opposed to regular functions. And then ES6 also came out with things such as classes, template literals as well, and then object destructuring, things of that nature, right? So if you're just a little confused, if you're still a little confused on how ES6 works and what it really is, I would definitely recommend you to Google that, okay? However, not all browsers and their versions support ES6, which is when Babel comes in, right? Babel basically allows us to convert that ES6 into ES5. So basically, most browsers, not all, most browsers can basically read that JavaScript, okay? So let's just take a look in the code now. But before we move forward, definitely like, subscribe, and share this video with all your friends.
All right, guys, so as you can see here, I have opened W3 Schools here, and basically over here for JavaScript versions, we have a list of all the basic JavaScript versions here. We have ES1 all the way to ES6, and this is the current version that we're at now, ES6. And you can see, as you can see, it came out in 2015, and with a bunch of highlights and updates, some minor updates and some updates in 2017, 18, and so on and so forth. But this is all part of ES6. Now, if you come here down to the part where it says browser support, now here you're going to see basically that for ES5 you have all the support, right, for basically all these browsers except for one version, Internet Explorer 9, that does not support the strict version of JavaScript, right? So that's ES5, and if you go to ES6 here, you're going to see that Internet Explorer does not support ES 2015 or ES6. Okay, so Internet Explorer just does not even support it yet. So this is where Babel comes in. Basically, we can write our ES6 code, and what Babel will do is it'll compile our ES6 into ES5, so Internet Explorer and Explorer Edge can support our code. Okay, so let's just jump into the code now. All right, but let's hop back into our code now, and let's just begin. So I'm gonna go back into our Webpack tutorial project, and basically I have index.js open beforehand, but we're gonna go into the terminal and we're gonna install. We're gonna do npm I at Babel BABEL /core space Babel loader LOADER space @ Babel preset Babel /preset -env space save dev. Okay, and that's gonna upload what we need to, and I'll be back once it's done. Okay, so we're done installing Babel. So basically what we did is we installed Babel core, which is the actual engine. We installed Babel preset environment, which is for compiling modern JavaScript down to ES5. Okay, and then we installed Babel loader, which is for Webpack. All right, so we're going to be working primarily with Webpack. Now, Webpack can work without Babel, but in this tutorial, we're going to be seeing how we can configure Babel to work with Webpack itself. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create a new file, and then we're going to call it Babel or babelconfig.json. Okay, so I'm just going to create that in my root. So we're just going to do touch babel.config.json. Okay, and we got that open. Now let's open it up. Okay, and inside that we're going to open an object. Okay, and we're going to do presets. Okay, and then colon, and then we're going to open an array. All right, and we're going to just neaten that up, and then we're going to do double quotes, and then we're going to add Babel /preset-env. Okay, let's hit save. Alright guys, so now I opened up my webpack config.js, and inside our rules, we're going to add another rule here. Okay, so we're going to do, so we have one for our CSS. Let's do comma, let's add another object. I'm going to do test, and we're going to do / and then backslash. We're going to do .js followed by our $, and our I think that's called / followed by a comma. We're going to do exclude, and we're going to do /node modules. Okay, oops, and followed by a / and comma. Then we're going to do use. And the reason we're going to exclude it is because we don't want our Babel to run on our node modules, because we're going to be ignoring that anyways. So for use, we're just going to say inside our array, let's do open close quote. We're going to do Babel-loader. Okay, so we're going to hit save. Alright guys, but before moving forward, we're just going to fix this typo. See this hyphen here? This needs to be an underscore. Alright, so replace that and hit save. So now I'm going to go to my index.js, and here I'm just going to write some test ES6 code. Alright, so let's just write a simple arrow function here. So let's do const, let's write a variable first using ES6 const. Alright, we're going to do const char equals Aston Martin. Not margin, so used to writing CSS. Alright, so now beneath that we're going to write an arrow function. I'm going to do const return car, and then I'm going to go equals. Okay, and this is going to just return a string. Alright, so I'm going to just return my favorite car is, and let's put a space there, and let's do a car. Okay, and then beneath that we're just going to return our function, call our function. Okay, so we have our ES6 variable here. We have our ES6 function here that basically takes this variable here and just returns it, okay, as a string. So return car. So now the point of this is we're going to see this compile. Webpack is going to basically use the Babel loader to compile this into an actual function. So what you're gonna actually see is a function return car inside inside our Webpack. All right, inside our Webpack magic. So let's hit save. Now I'm gonna kill this process. Oh, it's already killed. I'm just do npm run dev again. It's gonna do its thing. It's gonna compile. Okay, give it a second. Let's go. My Wi-Fi is slow. Okay, so now if we go into our disk here, and if we go into our index.js, we're just gonna look for this function here. Let's copy it. I just want to show you guys what the output is. All right, so I'm gonna hit command find p, and there you go. Right there on the bottom, you see that function. That's an ES5 function. My favorite car is blah blah blah, but you can just see it got converted from an ES6 arrow function to an ES5 regular function, and that's happening right, through our Webpack magic here. And let's see what file that's inside. And that's inside our index.js right here. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a quick example of how Babel works, and basically, just to summarize, it all it's doing is it's just literally transpiling your ES6 into ES5 so you can use it in older browsers. Okay, and this is just a very basic example. This will definitely come in handy with more complicated builds, and this is good for user experience, you know, graceful degradation, things like that, you know, fallback features on older browsers. This basically helps you cover all your bases in terms of UI and you know, code not failing, etc., etc. You can come up with a list of reasons why Babel is so important. But yeah, I hope this helps, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Well, that's it for this, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope this made sense, and I hope now you have a better understanding of how Babel works in conjunction with Webpack. And definitely hit the like button if you haven't already, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.